Hello and welcome back to another Today at the Games video. Today we are going to be looking at the men's quarterfinals. It is GB versus Australia in one of the 4 games taking place today. That game tips off at 6:15. Now I think it is fair to say that GB men have come out a whole different level as to what some of us may have thought. Obviously knowing that they will definitely be one of the strongest and favourite to medal, but some of their performances recently have been insane. 2 30+ wins for them. The last game last night against France was a 35-point win, and they were comfortable. They had minutes for pretty much everybody, so that sets them up nicely heading into tonight's game against Australia, who on the other side didn't have the best run in the groups. They went 0-3, losing to the Netherlands, Spain and USA. But one thing I did notice in those results is they're not big losses, like they're not being demolished. The Netherlands game, they only lost by 10. That was a 55-65 loss. To Spain, it was 60-68. And then a 69-76 loss to the US. So the losses are getting less, 10, 8 and 7. Hopefully that doesn't mean that they'll win tonight, but it could mean that it's a close game, and Australia are definitely in it to go all the way. As we know, every team made it through the groups with how things were done. So with it being a 1-game knockout series, anything could happen. Australia could very well turn up and put on a good show. But I think with how GB have performed, it's not going to happen. I think GB have proven that they're too strong to let anyone get past them. And the way that they're sharing the ball, the way that they're getting players on the court, they can really fall to anybody, count on anyone, and that is something to pride themselves on. They've really proven what they're here to do, and they've played some really entertaining basketball. Their defensive efforts have been incredible. They lead the tournament. Last night the commentary was saying that they lead the tournament in steals, which just shows the defensive pressure they put on their opposition. They've had some successes in like the likes of the Worlds and the Europeans tournaments, so that experience, this side is experience. 7-time Paralympian Terry Bywater has been getting on the court at the end of games and putting up points. Last night he had something like 13 points, I think it was, and he only played towards the end of the game, so I think we've probably been keeping him for these knockout stages. But Lee Fryer, coming on and averaging around 5 points a game, but getting onto the assists and the rebound stats as well. Great to see from the 24-year-old who's getting his first experience at a Paralympic Games. Lee Manning is proving to be brilliant again. 28 rebounds a game. The stats here, I will say as well before I carry on, I'm getting the stats from the Paralympics app, so if any of them are a little off, it's not me. I'm just I'm getting the stats from there. 15 points a game for Manning with those 28 rebounds, so he's a nightmare on centre court. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They'll want to watch him, Australia, because if they get too close to him, can't see them winning those battles. Greg Warburton, 17 points a game, and he's been one of the key scorers for GB. So if he gets on the ball, expect him to take his signature shots, that 45-degree angle that everyone likes to say, and to be behind the screens. The captain, Pratt, again, 13 points a game. So really, they're really showing that whoever they pass the ball to, they can rely on to score and to carry, which shares the load, and that's really good. Abdi Jama, which is one of the lower classification players, comes on and he adds his few points as well, and is quite efficient from the field. So honestly, it's a great squad this time round, and I think looking at the two sides, you know, Australia have got some good scorers as well. As you know, we've said, Latham, they're number 5, 11 points a game. Brown, number 3 for them, 9 points a game. And they're not short of assists. You know, they're not short. Laird, number 4, is averaging around 12 assists a game, which I think, having a look at the stats, is probably one of their highest assist players. And Knowles, 17 rebounds a game, so whether it's on the offense or defense, look out for Knowles, who will want to be getting his hands on the ball, number 9. And O'Neill Thorne, 13 rebounds. So again, Australia know how to handle the ball. They clearly know how to score, and will definitely make their presence known. If they can do enough, I don't think so. GB, I think, on this one will just completely outscore them. I'm going to go GB win 21 points, I'll say. Let's say 86-65. Checking my maths. That's right. Yeah. I think this one will be a bit too easy again. And that's no disrespect on Australia. I just think it's GB have set themselves up nicely, top in the group, and having complete dominance in games, you know, not letting their team in, their opponent in from the start. And I think that's something that they won't slow down on. I think momentum's on their side, and that's something that they will just continue. I think there's nothing to worry about there. So yeah, the women's quarterfinals haven't been announced just yet. I keep checking. So the GB women's will place, I can't remember where they finished. They're second or third in Group A. So that means that they'll play second or third in Group B. I got a feeling they finished third, so it'll be second in Group B. So I will definitely confirm that soon. We'll have another preview of the women's quarterfinals, which take place tomorrow, the 4th of September. Oh, and someone asked me yesterday, because I've been saying get your questions in, I'm happy to answer anything. Someone asked if you have the kicked ball rule in wheelchair basketball, and the honest answer is I haven't ever seen it called. Obviously, if the ball comes off the foot plate and out of bounds, it's going to be a turnover. And if it comes off the foot plate and stays inbound, you just chase after it, and so you can get it back. I haven't ever seen that rule called. Jump ball is the same. You fight for the ball, and then whoever won the tip, it'll go in favour of the other team, so possession just switches. Those are the few key things I've seen that I didn't mention in the opening video. So the likes of jump ball and the kick ball violation. What was I going to say? Tipping out the chair isn't always necessarily a foul. It can happen. Players can get caught on each other. It depends on the manner of the collision, and what's going on there. So keep an eye. That tipping out of the chairs happened a lot. I was thinking to myself the other day, I was watching a game, and I saw more players fall out their chairs than made free throws, which I thought was quite funny. But that's just me being me and enjoying the little things. So yeah, that's the quarterfinals look for GB men versus Australia tonight at 6:15. I will be keeping up to date on the socials. Keep following us on Twitter and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, at Mostly Born in Pod or EEB Media Network, across all socials. You'll find us one way or another. Do subscribe and like to this channel. More videos will be coming. I know I've had some interaction on Twitter saying that you guys are excited about this type of content. I've been looking for it, so I'm glad I can deliver it, and there will be plenty more. So yeah, I will check in with you guys again soon. Enjoy the game, get some snacks, settle down for what will be a cracking quarterfinal, and let's go GB and march on to the semis. See you soon, guys. Bye.